Hey, real quick, I shared this on Nixmas today, which is just the little uh, big bonus thing I do leading up to my birthday, which is in a couple days. And I'm going to share it with you because I think it's really, really important. And a lot of people have marketing efforts that hit a wall, right? They hit a ceiling. And here's why. It's this understanding of how things scale. Okay, the word that I would use is diffusion, how things diffuse, and there's multiple reasons, but the main one, if you're a service provider or an expert, is that there is a small segment of the population that makes decisions the way that you educate, right? They understand your language. A lot of experts remove a lot of ambiguity. There's not a lot of feeling. There's not a lot of emotion in the way that they teach, and that's okay. Right now, the problem is the people like you, similar socioeconomic situation, similar subcultural language, stuff like that. When you walk into a room of people like you and you tell them what you got and they think it's awesome and they buy it, right? What we try to do is we try to expand or extend that marketing effort, and it might work, but then it fails because the further out we get, right, that base knowledge disconnect that I talk about all the time kicks in, and the subcultural language is way different, right? You might go into the suburbs of Chicago, and you might go into the Hamptons. You might come to my mastermind. You might go to a food bank, and you might go somewhere where Alcoholics Anonymous, right? They're all going to have different subcultural language. And so what happens as experts, as technicians, is people that are technically correct about a thing, we understand the form and the function of a thing, okay? We understand the form and the function. We understand there's actually a study called Steel Axes to the Stone Age Aborigines, I believe. And it explains this. As an expert, we understand the form and the function, right? We are experts in this thing. We've been in the lab. We've done the technical work. We understand copy. Kevin Kurganski might talk about copy and offer structure and a hook, right? But if you go into a group of fishermen and you talk about the hook, their thinking has a different meaning. You have this form and function of what a hook is, but it has a different meaning to somebody with a different subcultural lingo, okay? So here's what we do. I built a framework about this. This is how you scale something systematically, is you introduce it to the people that share a language, that understand the language that you use. So the form and the function and the meaning are all the same thing, right? The form, the function, and the meaning to you, more efficiency, more speed, lower cost per acquisition, higher body fat to calorie ratio, whatever experts are saying, the form and the function are the same in this group of people. But then we have to allow for reinvention. And what that means is you give your people the tools to share you really, really easily, right? The form and the function remains the same, but the meaning changes. So maybe you do I have a farmer as a private client. He does millions of dollars on a farm in North Dakota. I share with him because he gets me, right? We're in the same ecosystem. And whatever I share with him, I don't go try and shove it down other farmers' throats. I let him do that because he can better translate the meaning. Okay, so the big problem we have is when we scale our ads, we start with this segment of the population. Like, obviously, if we're targeting Russell Brunson, ClickFunnels, Infusionsoft, we can use funnels, right? But do you know what a funnel is to a baker? It's a thing that they put the water in to make sure that it goes in a little hole, right? The meaning is different. Okay, so we have to be aware of that because we might have winning ad campaigns, but we don't have an R3 setup, which is retention, referrals, raving fans, which means we go straight line. So when we want to launch something, when we want to sell something, we go straight line. It's a linear path, and it's usually a one-way communication of, hey, I have this thing. It will solve your problem. Here's the form. Here's the function. You know what the meaning is because we share a language, and they buy it. We try to show that ad to somebody that attaches a different meaning to that form and function. Boom, ads stop working. Nobody buys anything. They get on the phone, and all of a sudden you're talking to broke people. It's not that they're broke. It's that they're not attaching the meaning that you expect them to attach when you give them the form and the function, which is the thing, right? So here's what you do. You get a small group of adopters. Might be 50, might be 100, it might be 10 that get what you do, but they're also thought leaders in their individual spaces. And what they can do is you show them the form, you show them the function, you show what it means for them, and then you make it a safe place, a safe thing to refer to you. And then you simply give them the tools to refer to you, but you let them reinvent the meaning to their audience. You get social influencers, thought leaders. You help them. You use this new form and function that you've created, new way to exercise, new way to diet, new way to scale your business, new way to run paid ads, new way to plant corn, whatever it is, new way to freaking plant flowers without headache. I don't know. But that's the form and the function, and you systematically encourage and give those social influencers the ability to assign meaning to their audience. Because I can tell you right now, all of my people, Kevin, Brett, Jonathan, if I go talk directly to your people, they're going to think I'm off the wall, right? Like I'm not an easy person. Like you got to process and ask questions. And like, I'm not a great, like, direct response marketer, right? I like to, because the answer is it depends for me. That doesn't resonate with people. So with everybody, but you could take the form and the function of the things that work for you that I've taught you, give that meaning to your audience, right? And then send them to me. And that is a concentric growth. That's where the best kind of growth happens. That's where people get massive, massive, massive return on their ad spend, or they claim, like I do all the time, like I did 7 figures without ads. It is a process of concentric growth. You can absolutely combine the two and have a bunch of synergy. That's a cool part, right? Is you're always running ads to the people that attach the same meaning to things that you do. You tell me it's got 42 gigabytes of memory, that means nothing to me. But to a tech geek, that has the meaning that you want it to have. So you run ads to him. Tell me, right? Like I'm the one that's gonna be like, ooh, I got 1,000 songs in my pocket. And everybody's going, oh, that's really cool. Right? That's the meaning that I would attach to it. That's the Apple campaign that worked really well. So hopefully that makes sense. Don't try to scale your message outside of the people that can attach the appropriate meaning, or you're just throwing money down a black hole. Give people the tools to reinvent and share what you do. R3class.com, I actually teach you how to do this. R3class.com. And you can see exactly how I do it. I'm teaching it live. I'll walk you through it. I'll show you exactly what to do. You'll get a massive return, and you don't have to pay for ads. But if you are paying for ads, it's going to amplify the effectiveness of those ads. It's pretty cool. But think about that. I did a full hour-long video, and I graphed it all out for Nicksmith today. So if you're on the list, if you're actually on the list, the Nicksmith list, go watch that replay, because I really break down all of that. It also explains why I'm moving off of Facebook. And I know I'm on Facebook telling you I'm moving off of Facebook. I'm stripping with irony. But I break it all down. All right.